Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is the first biology group of 11 US, and this video is including the informations about Xylem and Phloem in plants transportations. Prior to start, we would like to introduce our group. Hi, my name is Alisya.
11 US Ayesha,
Ilza
Nayla
Ratu Salsabila,
Winda Hamid.
Hence, we present our understanding regarding the concepts of transportations in plant. Xylem is a plant vascular tissue that conveys and dissolves mineral from the roots up to the rest of the plant and also provides physical support. Xylem tissue consists of a variety of specialized water-conducting cells known as tertiary elements. Together with phloem, xylem is found in all vascular plants, including the seedless club mosses, ferns, horseales, as well as angiosperms and gymnosperms. The main function of xylem is to transport water and some soluble nutrients including mineral and inorganic ions upwards from the roots to the rest of the plant. Xylem cells form long tubes that transport materials, and the mixture of water and nutrients that flows through the xylem cells is called xylem sap. These substances are transported through passive transport. So the process doesn't require energy. The phenomenon that allows xylem sap to flow upwards against gravity is called capillary action. It gets harder to work against gravity to transport materials as a plant grows taller. So, xylem sets an upper limit on the growth of tall trees. Xylem evolved in plant over 400 million years ago. In order to make food through photosynthesis, plant needs to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and the water from the soil. Plants that developed systems to transport water to the sites of photosynthesis on leaves had a better chance of survival. Xylem tissues do not have cross walls and have tubular or star-shaped. Xylems are made up of several types of cells. Tracheids are long cells that help transport xylem sap and also provide structural support. Vessel elements are shorter than tracheids, but also help conduct water. They are found in flowering plants, but not in gymnosperms like pine trees. Vessel elements that perforation plates that connect each vessel element to form one continuous vessel. In a cross section of a plant, under a microscope, xylem appears star-shaped.
phloem, also called bast, tissues in plants that conduct foods made in the leaves to all other parts of the plant. Phloem is composed of various specialized cells called sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma cells. Through the system of translocation, the phloem moves photoassimilates mainly in the form of sucrose sugars and proteins from the leaves where they are produced by photosynthesis to the rest of the plant. The sugars are moved from the source, usually the leaves, to the phloem through active transport. The next step, translocation of the photoassimilates, is explained by the pressure flow hypothesis. Where there is a high concentration of organic substance, in this case sugar, within the cells, an osmotic gradient is created. Water is drawn passively from the adjacent xylem over the gradient to create a sugar solution and a high trigger pressure within the phloem. The high trigger pressure caused the water and sugars to move through the tubes of the phloem into the sink tissues, example, the roots, growing tips of stems and leaves, and flower. In most plants, the existence of phloem in both stem and roots is found external to the xylem. Generally, the phloem may exist either internal or external to the xylem. Its position internal to the xylem is called internal phloem, and position external to the xylem is termed as external phloem. The phloem generally exists on the lower side or abaxial surface to the leaf, but some plant species of the Cucurbitaceae and Convolvulaceae family, it is present on both the adaxial and abaxial surface of the leaves. The phloem internal to the secondary xylem is called interciliary phloem, which generally exists in two forms, either as concentric rings or radial strands. The structural components of the phloem are as follows. Sieve elements. It is an essential element composed of living cells, sieve tube and sieve cells. Sieve tubes conduct food transfer. Cellulose microfibrils function as a major constituent of the sieve tube that provides mechanical strength to the sieve tube. Sieve plate also allows back and forth movement of the sap through the holes. The structure of the phloem is made up of several components. Each of the components work together to facilitate the conduction of sugars and amino acids.
The sieve elements. The sieve elements are elongated, narrow cells which are connected together to form the sieve tube structure of the phloem. They are unique in that they do not contain a nucleus at maturity and are also lacking in organelles such as ribosome, cytosol, and Golgi apparatus. There are two types of sieve elements: the sieve member, which is found in angiosperms, and the more primitive sieve cells, which are associated with gymnosperms. Both are derived from a common mother cell form, the companion cells. Each sieve element cell is usually closely associated with a companion cell in angiosperms and an albanian cell or Strasburger cell in gymnosperms. Companion cells have a nucleus, are packed with dense cytoplasm, contain many ribosomes and many mitochondria. This means that the companion cells are able to undertake the metabolic reactions and other cellular functions which the sieve elements cannot perform as it lacks the appropriate organelles. The sieve elements are therefore dependent upon the companion cells for their functioning and survival. The sieve tube and companion cells are connected via a helmodesmata. The companion cells are thus responsible for fueling the transport of materials around the plant and to the sink tissues. The companion cells generate and transmit signals such as event signals and photon hormones.
Parenchyma. The parenchyma is a collection of cells which makes up the filler of plant tissues. They have thin but flexible walls made of cellulose. Within the phloem, the parenchyma's main function is the storage of starch, fats, and proteins, as well as tannins and resins in certain plants. Sclerenchyma. The sclerenchyma is the main support tissue of the phloem, which provides stiffness and strength to the plant. Sclerenchyma comes in two forms, fibers and sclerates. Both are characterized by a thick secondary cell wall and are usually dead upon their maturity. The best fibers, which support the tension strength while allowing flexibility of the phloem, are narrow, elongated cells with walls of thick cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, and a narrow lumen or inner cavity. Sclerates are slightly shorter, irregularly shaped cells which add compression strength to the phloem, although somewhat restrict flexibility. Sclerates act somewhat as a protective measure from herbivores by generating a gritty texture when chewed. Difference between xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem both make up the vascular system of the plant and work together to form vascular bundles that provide mechanical strength to the plant, but they have important differences. While xylem transport water, phloem transport food and nutrients. One way to remember this is that phloem and food both start with the word F. Xylem is unidirectional. Its job is to make sure water flows upward. However, phloem is bidirectional and transports food and nutrients to all of the plant. Mature xylem is made up of dead cells and do not have cell contents, while phloem contains living cells, albeit without nuclei. The structure of xylem and phloem is also different. While xylem is made up of tracheids and vessels, phloem is made up of sieve tubes, which have many holes for transporting nutrients. Xylem is star-shaped, while phloem is round and actually surrounds the xylem. Those are our understanding regarding to the concept xylem and phloem. As for mistakes, we are expecting feedback and opinions due to our video. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.